Hi, it's Natalie from the Ezra Project, and I am making this video because recently a Facebook group was created with YouTube collaborators, and somebody threw out this idea, why don't we make a video about our daily prayer? And I thought that was a fantastic idea, but I'll be honest, I'm late turning this video in. I was supposed to turn it in a while ago, and I didn't. And do you know why? Because I hadn't prayed. In fact, honestly, this week has been a very distracting week for me in prayer. I have not been as disciplined. I have not been as focused as I should be. And I really felt I can't make this video until I do take that time to be with Jesus. And I'm glad I did because sharing about a routine in prayer, one, I was really struggling with thinking about how we're supposed to go into our inner rooms and that our prayer would be between us and Jesus, and really struggling being like, would people think that I'm bragging or I'm trying to build myself up by saying that this is my prayer routine? And that's really not what I'm trying to do. I pray because I need to pray. When I don't pray, I have a long list of really ugly things I can become: selfish, prideful, clingy, weak. Like, oh, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm not just saying that. I really do start struggling very severely when I am not listening to Jesus, when I'm not letting His love fill up my heart. I pray as much as I do because I need to. If I don't, I really start struggling in a lot of ways. And so this is what I try to do. And this is actually what I have failed to do in this past week, and I have felt the effects of it in my heart. But I usually try to say at least a rosary every day. And yes, I struggle with it sometimes being rote, but the rosary has really been huge for me. I try to say at least an hour of prayer every day, trying to actually set a disciplined hour to the side. And I love to spend that time, especially in scripture. That's some of my very favorites. I've recently been going through the Old Testament. It's been blowing my mind. It's so cool, especially because this is a channel for leaders and it's a channel for entrepreneurs and for people in ministry. And I find a lot of amazing examples of leadership, of both the struggles and the success, and how leadership is intimately intertwined with God and listening to Him. And it's just been amazing. So scripture, huge. Daily mass, huge, huge. I don't always make it to mass because by the time I start going through this whole prayer routine, it's usually 2 or 3 hours that I'm spending in prayer. And sometimes what gets left out is mass because that gets stuck in a certain part of the day, and I don't always make it, but I love going to daily mass. I've noticed that it makes a huge difference when I am going on a regular basis. And lastly, I really try to be very intentional about not having music on in the car, not having anything going on in the car. Silence is something that I very much need. And so I try to have silence at as many points during the day as I can, but driving is a very easy thing for me. And um, and lastly too is that when I am getting ready for the day, when I'm trying to put myself together so I look cute, so I look professional, that takes a little bit of time, putting on makeup, straightening your hair, that kind of thing. And I do try to have silent time during that time as well, or perhaps listening to a podcast, or maybe having the Rosary or Hildegard von Bingen going on in the background. Oh, Hildegard von Bingen, by the way, love her. She is awesome. And because a lot of the work that I do is on a computer, I will often have her in the background going, and I feel like that just really helps to surround me with that with a sense of prayerfulness even in the middle of my work. And so that is a lot. And it's something that I certainly didn't jump into right away. It's something that I've kind of built up through the years, because I started really small. I started honestly just singing. Singing is what taught me how to pray. I love to sing, and there's something about music that I always think when Jesus died and the veil was torn, so that the Spirit could rush out onto the world. And I always kind of feel, and this is just my little personal thing, that music still does that. That there is something about music that tears the veil between this earthly world and heaven. And it just, the tiniest of tears in which our spirits really can respond and deeply listen to Jesus. And I don't think that if I hadn't loved singing, I don't think I ever would have learned, honestly, how to pray. That prayer is more than just saying the same words over and over. It's more than just sitting down and reading, but it really is that heart cry. It's really that intimacy of relationship that we have with Jesus. And music is where I started. But when I started realizing I need to be more disciplined, I honestly just wanted to start as small as possible. So I was like, what can I say every day that would take the least amount of time? And that was the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And I could just do that super quick, super short, and just gradually have grown from there. And over the years, again, I've just figured out what works for me. And I've tried so many different forms of prayer, so many things that have enriched my heart and that I just absolutely love. And I know another very important thing for me too is going on regular retreats, especially an annual retreat. And something that's been a huge help for me is taking an 8-day silent retreat every year, usually near the first part of the year. And that time of just being with Jesus, to refocus, to really ask those questions like, what am I doing with my life? Am I in line with your will, and giving myself that headspace? Like, again, I'm not sharing these things with you to say, oh, I'm so holy, or oh, I got these things going on. It's more because I just desperately need these things. I need that headspace to ask Jesus how I'm doing. I need him to tell me that he loves me. I need to listen to him because I have so many struggles, and I am so weak in so many areas of my life that when I'm not taking this time to pray, I really have a hard time. And so just wanted to share that with you, especially because it sounds like my other fellow Catholic YouTubers are also sharing a little bit about their prayer lives and about what they're experiencing. And I did want to be a part of that. And if you want to check out some of their YouTube channels, I've included some of the links below just so you can see some more content, some more things that just normal, ordinary people are sharing about their faith in Jesus. And I love that. I love that. Because I really think that God is working through his people, and that he speaks to us in the most ordinary and humble things in our day. And it's fun to be able to reach out to the worldwide, universal Catholic Church via this online media in order to share about our prayer lives. So if you want to check out what they said, I included the links below. In the meantime, thank you for taking the time to listen to me. And please pray for me. I need it. And I'll be praying for you too. God bless.